Well, look at that. Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. Cheesehead TV in the house, coming to you live on the social channels. Packers going to be taking the practice field later today. We'll hear from Matt LaFleur and assistant coaches. Also, the Smiths and I believe Adrian Amos, Darnell Savage, and David Bakhtiari are all slated to talk to us later today. So it'll be fun to follow up on some of David's comments on the radio the other day. Hello to everybody in the comments section. Good morning, Gary, JB. Good morning, Aaron Nagler. What's up, JB? Must be some hungover people, weak amount of people to start not carrying the G. Well, Brian, I did put up the YouTube a little later than usual this morning. I was a late arrival myself this morning, so let's give people a break. What's cracking from Washington State? Not much, man. New York is surprisingly quiet this morning. I'm enjoying it. Peaceful. Morning, G carrying squad. What's up? Jan, hello. How are you? Dan, howdy. Good morning. Good morning, Reed. Hope everyone's doing well. LaFleur's coaching with a chip on his shoulder. Gonna need you to expand on that one because he's had a meteoric rise. I don't know what chip he may have other than the fact that he is 8-0 in the division, 2-0 to start the year. And for whatever reason, can't seem to get the respect from the national media that he deserves. But other than that, I can't imagine what chip he might have. Benjamin, good morning. Thanks for that compliment. Very nice of you. Nagler getting me through my morning. David, that's why I'm here, man. It's like a support group. I'll just gather and carry the G together. Kirksey versus Kamara should be exciting. I hope Kirksey's clean. It's all well and good to have dreams of Kirksey running down Kamara in the open field, but if defensive linemen in front of him can't hold up their end of the bargain and keep their inside linebacker upright and clean, it might be difficult. And obviously, Kenny Clark missing practice yesterday doesn't bode well for the start of the week and or how it looks going into New Orleans. Most likely without Kenny again is my guess. I mean, I want Kirksey to shine, but it's going to be difficult with what he's got in front of him. What is your favorite Bill Murray movie and why is it Ghostbusters? Excellent question, Charles. Excellent ask and answered. Justin, what's up in Pittsburgh? How you doing, man? What's up? Mags finally made it live. What's up, Luis? Do you expect more sacks from the pass rush? I mean, that really depends on who they're facing. This week, no. I think the Saints' entire game plan will be to run the football, get the ball out of Drew Brees' hands quickly, and then maybe take a few shots via play action. But I do think running the football is going to be paramount for the Saints this week, and it's going to be difficult for Green Bay's pass rushers to kind of pin their ears back. Now, the one caveat there, obviously, is if the Packers can jump out to a lead, maybe changes the dynamics a little bit and allows them to get after the QB. But straight up, neutral, I tend to doubt it. At least not this week. Eventually they'll come. Sacks come in bunches. They always do. Bryson, thanks for the super chat. We need a time machine and have Favre play the Niners and send Rodgers back in time to play the Cowboys. I mean, those are obviously much more about the matchups of the teams and the quarterbacks facing them. But I like it. I like that idea. I'm all in. It was a Groundhog Day by a mile. Danny, over Ghostbusters? Go. Stop. You're not carrying the G with an answer like that. Come on. I love Groundhog Day. Do not get me wrong. Do not get it twisted. Groundhog Day is amazing, genius filmmaking. But better than Ghostbusters? Are you high? It's too early for this. It's just too early. Nuclear Family, thanks for the super chat. Where does Peyton rank in your best play callers? I mean, he's up there. He gets full of himself sometimes. He gets caught up in his own hubris on occasion, but he's the best of the best. You can't take it away from him. The man is too good at what he does for me to be too jaded about it. I think he and McDaniels are right there neck and neck. It's probably two of the best in the league, two of the most aggressive as well. I mean, the greatest play caller to this day that I've ever seen is Mike Holmgren. No one felt the flow of a game better than that guy. He was absolutely incredible. But currently, yeah, Peyton's up there, no doubt. William, thank you for the super chat. Just looking for an Olive Dog update. Oh, I found Olive's burner account. That's good. Still not present or a reality? There's your update. Jesse, thanks for this super chat. Caddyshack, not even really a Bill Murray starring vehicle. He is in it and does have brilliant moments, but I think you could nominate it for the speech about the Dalai Lama in and of itself, but still Ghostbusters. Come on, guys. Come on. Your keys to beat the Saints on Sunday. Nicholas talked about it last night on Transplants, which I highly encourage everyone to go watch if you missed it live. But to me, it's all about ball control for the Packers offense, keeping that Saints offense on the sideline. A lot's been made up, the matchups that the Saints are, the Raiders tried to exploit, etc. But I think the big key to the Raiders' victory was almost 2-1 as far as number of offensive plays they ran. Towards the end, the Saints started cooking a little bit because the Raiders were playing back. But I think a big component for the Packers pulling out a win on Sunday night is efficiency on offense and grinding clock and just taking the air out of the game. I know we all want laser shows and we all want big plays and, wide receivers scoring touchdowns. And I'm all in on those things. But to me, they got to run the ball and they got to kill the clock. That's number one. On the other side of the ledger, on the defensive side, mostly prayer, I think, is where they're at. Make sure I don't miss any super chats. Here we go. Jitsu, thanks for the super chat. Any legendary announcer that you'd like to hear call a Packers Super Bowl? Euchre, Scully, Madden? Maybe weird, but I always enjoyed John Miller's voice. I mean, I would have Madden call every single football game for the rest of my life if I could, if there was a technology, if maybe they could clone him, that'd be great. Euchre would be amazing. Euchre would be absolutely incredible. But no, it's got to be Madden. 100% Madden. What else we got? Oh, missed one. Nathan, thanks for the super chat. Why pay Jones because he's a wide receiver when you could pay Jamal and keep King? Jamal is just as good a pass catcher. A 6'3" corner like King is too rare. I very much agree that Jamal is suddenly as good as Aaron Jones in the passing game. I know he has improved. There's no question about it. But he is not as special as Aaron is at everything. The one area where Jamal gets the uptick, obviously, is in pass pro. But outside of that, Aaron's just a more dynamic athlete and a better back all around. And that includes in the receiving game. Now, that said, totally get what you're saying about King. But did you see what Ramsey just got paid? And I know he's not going to get Ramsey money, but that certainly resets the market for corners. And whoo, doggy baby dilly bo, is that going to be tough to do when King is most likely going to want, top market value? You can't pay everybody. I don't know, man. I just don't know. Jake, thanks for the super chat. Zombieland, case closed. LOL. The LOL is the giveaway here because you know that ain't the case. Dustin, thanks for the super chat. Great to have regular season transplants back, though a transplants without a Corey rant is like a family gathering without a drunk uncle. Yeah, I mean, he just couldn't work it up last night. There's nothing to rant about in Corey land right now. What does he have to be upset about? He's literally living in Green Bay for the season in the shadow of Lambeau Field. The Packers are 2-0. They're scoring 40 a game. Yeah, there's some issues on defense, but life is good. Oh, and LiveX is super busy. So, what's he got to complain about? The man's living the dream. So don't worry. We'll hit a bump in the road here at some point during the season, maybe on Sunday night, but who knows when. But it will happen. It always does each and every year. And when that happens, trust me, you're going to get yourself a Banky rant on Packer transplants. Is Packerman on IR? Justin, Packerman's fine, living the dream. They're up on the shelf at LiveX and just waiting for Sunday night. They'll be playing with me during the watch party. Taysom Hill revenge game. Spencer, has anyone else noticed that the Packers beat asks questions about Taysom Hill like they're asking after like an ex that got away or that left them? Like, it's really weird. Like, there is like a fixation on Taysom Hill. I understand he was in camp with the Packers years ago. Emphasis on years ago. Let it go, man. It's like asking questions about Kurt Warner. Yes, Kurt Warner had a cup of coffee in Green Bay. And then he went on to become a Super Bowl champion and a Hall of Famer. I'm not asking questions about Kurt Warner. Can we stop with the Taysom Hill questions? Not that it's not a lovely storyline years ago, but now, really, driving me insane. Patrick, just want to say hi. Sorry I butchered your language last night, but thanks for watching. Kurt, Lost in Translation is a strong contender. Very strong contender. Excellent film, and I love that she wrote it for him. But it's still Ghostbusters. But I will say, this is true. When I saw Lost in Translation, I was sitting behind a couple, and they were, enjoying the film. There's a moment where Bill Murray is lying in the bed, and he says, when you become a parent, your life as you know it is over. And I laughed out loud at that because it's so true. And then afterwards, the dude comes up to me and says, yeah, it turns out the woman was pregnant. And the guy was like, yeah, you laughed really hard at that line. Is it really that awful? And I was like, no. Trust me. When you're a parent, you'll understand. But Bill Murray in that moment is so good and so proud. I mean, he's good throughout the whole film, but he's so good in a way that you wouldn't expect him to be, given that it's Bill Murray. You don't really expect him to bring the acting chops, if you will, the dramatic acting chops. And he fucking kills it in that moment. I love it. Andre, thanks for the super chat. Can Elton Jenkins play nose tackle? Asking for a friend. Also, have you seen The Expanse? I love The Expanse. Oh my God, love that show. I love that Amazon picked it up. Absolutely adore that show. Anybody who hasn't seen it, this is a really simplified way of it. This is the elevator pitch of describing it, but it's like Game of Thrones in space, set in the future, Earth and Mars. There are colonies, blah, blah, warring factions, houses divided, etc. It is so good. Can't recommend it enough. Can Elton Jenkins play nose tackle? Why not? He can play all 5 offensive line positions. Why not defensive line too? I'm down for that. Legendary announcer to call a Packers Super Bowl. It has to be Ray Scott. Nah, give me Madden every time. Nagler, not sure if you saw, but I got a good chuckle with Rodgers on McAfee yesterday saying he can throw somewhere between 68 and 70 yards. Nice. Yeah, the boys definitely laughed at that one. Bill Murray took my fries in a bar in Charleston and told me nobody will ever believe you. I love him. He frequents a restaurant here in Astoria right down the street from me on Ditmars quite a bit. It's somewhat famous fish place. And every time he's in town, he's always there. Any word when EQ will or could come back? Nothing official, Kenneth. No reporting around it. They put him on IR, which means a minimum of 3 weeks. So we'll see after that. Nathan, thanks for the super chat. Oh, Nathan's going in with some numbers. Jamal averages 150 every time he starts. Baby boomers spent decades sleeping on DBs and overpaying running backs. Belichick built a dynasty off of it. Well, we're not in New England. And Jamal averages 150 every time he starts. He rarely starts, so maybe that has something to do with it. And I'm not against paying corners. And I'm not against starting Jamal Williams. But A.J. Dillon was drafted for a reason. And it wasn't to split time with Jamal Williams. Elton Jenkins, our future left tackle, starting to think 69 is not signed. And the plan is to move Jenkins out to left tackle and then use some money elsewhere, like Aaron Jones and Kevin King and others. It's possible. I doubt it, though. But you never know. I mean, maybe they draw a line in the sand with David. I tend to doubt it. I think they're going to get Bakhtiari done at some point. Has Raven Green been active? Yes, he was active last week. He played sparingly, but he played. It looks okay. I'm sure they're bringing him along slowly. Will Redmond has actually been playing that spot a little bit and playing it pretty darn well. Neither one of them have really jumped off the screen, but they also haven't done anything egregious either. Any chance Gutekunst trades for an interior defensive lineman? I mean, you can't rule it out, right? It is one of the tools available to him, and God knows he needs to do something. My suspicion, though, is that he will continue to work the waiver wire and or practice squads around the league. And I'd be surprised if he at least gave up a premium pick, maybe a day 3 pick for somebody somewhere. I don't think it'd be a star name or anything like that, but he's got to use every avenue available because what was on the tape on Sunday is completely unacceptable. Oh, GZ TV James, thanks for the super chat. She said TV will dwarf Joe Rogan's $100 million Spotify deal. Changed my mind. Sure. I mean, yeah. How could I argue? I mean, there's a big, huge, massive market for chatting Packers live on the internet every day. I don't know. I just need to find it. Dustin, thanks for the super chat. Cowboys media attention is the true fake news. I mean, it draws eyeballs, and that's why people go to it. As far as producing content, etc. If you're a national outlet, you put the Cowboys on it. When I was at Bleacher Report, that's all we did. We looked at the metrics, and here are your top 5-6 teams. Produce your content around that. So that's basically the way it's done, and that's why, you get Jaguars fans. You never talk about our team. Yeah, well, no one reads this shit comparatively. Yes, there are diehard factions for every fan base, but, why would I spend hours producing this piece of content for, say, the Titans and then have like maybe 100 people read it and then turn around and I can spend that same amount of time on, say, a Cowboys piece of content that draws 10,000 people? Because it's a no-brainer, right? It's a sad reality of working on the national level. How many points do you think we will put up against the Saints? Go Pack Go from Ireland. Sean, what's up? What's up from New York? How many points do I think they'll put up? 31. That's my guess. Hey, Nags. I want to thank you and Corey for an awesome transplants last night. Thanks for tuning in. Great to be back. Why is Josh Jackson still getting so little playing time? You're telling me that Sully is better, maybe, but looking for your view. Yes, Sullivan is better in the slot. There's no question. We've seen Jackson in the slot, and that ain't his gig. Coming out of school, a lot of people thought his best position was on the perimeter, and that has proven out to be true. And this summer, they only ran him at the perimeter. And I talked about this earlier in the year, a couple weeks ago. People saying, well, Jackson's not playing. Well, yeah. Who are you taking off the field for Jackson? Jair or King? Because you got to take off one of them. Neither, right? That's why Jackson's not playing. Now, you've seen him come in some dime situations where they've kicked one of those guys in. You saw Jackson with a nice pass breakup against the Lions up the left sideline. He's going to play when there is like a dime call, when people start spreading them out. Maybe that happens on Sunday against the Saints. But for him to get on the field, it's going to take somebody on the perimeter to come out. And unless Jair or King get hurt, I don't see that happening. So he's a nice security blanket at this point. But interior, that ain't his gig. That ain't his world. You do not want him there. Yes, Sullivan is better. No question. Do you expect to see more Tanyan or Jace Sunday, Brian? This sounds suspiciously like a fantasy football question. Probably more Tanyan still. But I do think Jace will have an opportunity to redeem himself. As I said on Transplants last night, I don't want to see any more Jace Stonehand Sternberger. That kid is too talented for that kind of nonsense. Need to rectify that starting Sunday. Uncultured, thanks to the super chat. Some Vikings fans want the team to tank for Trevor this season. Can you see what Zimmer would do to a young QB? He hates QBs. You ain't lying. Oh, there's my neighbor. I was wondering, they've been so quiet this morning. Now they're banging around. Yeah, Zimmer reminds me kind of Gruden back in the day when he just brought up these young quarterbacks and absolutely killed them. Chris Sims tells some great stories about that. But yeah, I mean, I'm all for it if it keeps the Vikings as irrelevant as they are right now. Nice. Which Star Wars character are you today? Well, Shawnee, most days I'm trying to be Han, but the truth is I usually end up being like Greedo. So who knows? We'll see how the day plays out. Hey, Aaron, thoughts on how undisciplined the Saints defense has been to start the year? Maybe we take a few more deep shots with the PI they've had called against them. I mean, I don't think they aren't looking at it as far as who's committing which penalties and where and how. And I do not doubt for a moment they'll draw some stuff up to try and take a shot, probably to MVS. But again, I do think the game plan will be about trying to control the ball. That said, like you say, there are some undisciplined elements back there. Why not try and take advantage? I'm down for that. Started Transplants this morning about 8:30 because I missed it yesterday. Paused it for Packers Daily. Go Pack Go. Man, that is some Cheesehead TV dedication. Can't thank you enough. Love the semi-rant about the lack of Packer love, the national media last night on Packer Transplants. Well, thank you, Lori. Thanks for checking it out. And thanks for for saying so. It's very, very generous of you. Very nice. Thank you. How do I get a hat? Colby? I'll send the link out right now. Hold on. Let me get you the link to the hat. How about that action? I could just say it, but it's so much better if I just send the link out. Where are you at, hat? Gotta go scroll. This is some riveting programming, I know. There it is. There you go. One hat link coming your way. There you go. What if the Lions or Vikings got first pick and drafted Trevor Lawrence, then Stafford or Cousins could be the new Rodgers soap opera? Well, Stafford maybe. You think there'll be any soap opera around Cousins? It'd be like, okay, thanks, bye. There'd be no soap opera there. All right, guys, I got to get going. I can't thank you enough for hanging out, talking some Packers, checking out the site, checking out the videos. Please hit like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and if you're so inclined, consider giving us $5 a month on our Patreon page, patreon.com/cheeseheadtv. It supports everything we do, including 5+ hours of live streaming each and every game day. We'll be live Sunday night, probably only a half hour before the game this week, just because it's late and blah, blah, blah going on during the day. But so I think the game's at 8:20, so we'll probably go live a little bit before 8 and then watch party throughout the game, post-game show. It's going to be a lot of fun. So Patreon definitely helps support that. And if you can't do that, totally understand. But please hit like, hit subscribe, then tell your friends, tell your family. Cheesehead TV, we are devoted to Green Bay Packers fans worldwide. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great day. Go Pack Go.